Good evening, students. Myself, Dr. Kajal Rai, and today we are going to start with the disk partition commands of Linux. To view the different partitions in Linux, we have a command which is known as fdisk command. When you write fdisk, then dash is for using the options. Every command has several options we can use for it, and dash L will provide the listing of different partitions which had already been done in this Linux system. So there are three partitions available. This command will show you the device, the starting bytes, the ending bytes, and the sectors in that partition, the size of that partition, and the ID number of the partition and the type of system it is. So this is a very simple command to view the partitions of Linux system, right? There are several commands to just not to view but different things to do with partitions, like if you want to be the specific disk partition in Linux, then with the /L option you can specify that partition. For example, if I write fdisk -L, then dev/sda1. Okay, I am writing this so that I can go to this partition, and it is showing me the size of the file. It is 79 GB. Here it is already written the bytes, total bytes, and the sectors. So these are the things we can use. Your units, that's 512 bytes for this time. Sector size is this. Input output size is this. This you can go for that. For example, if instead of 1 I write 2, I can have this type of start index, end index. In this type we can get all the details of a particular partition. So this is very simple to use. Next, what can we do with disk partition is we can check all available fdisk commands also. How we can check that? By writing fdisk then /dev/sda. It will provide you different commands for that. We can use different commands. For example, it is showing me a M for help. Now with the help command, we can see different options we can use for this with this command, fdisk command. Okay, for example, to delete a partition we can use D option. We can use L for listing partitions that we had already used. To create a new partition we can use N. To print the partition table we can use T. To change a partition type we can use T. So different things are there to do, but I'm not going to do new partition or something else because I don't want to do that. But here are different partitions you can see with the M command. Okay, N is specifically to create a new partition. Now if you want to format a partition in Linux, you can use this command. mkfs is for that. But if you want to quit this command, just come out of it, fdisk command, then you can write the mkfs.ext. Okay, but SDK4 we don't have any. SDK4 also we can't use this $sign because we are not using the real Ubuntu or Linux. This is just a virtual box for that. But mkfs.ext4 command, as I told you, is mounted and will not have a file system. Here we can't make a file system here, but it is already mounted. We can see how we can format a partition in that, but you are eligible for that. You are being eligible, but you can't do it right now because this is a virtual box system I'm using. I can't partition or do the changes in it. Okay, but if you have the original Linux system, you can do it by yourself with using mkfs command. This is very simple command to use. Just this is the syntax for that, and you can do that easily. Okay. So these are about all the disk partition commands. Then mount and unmount commands. There are two mount and unmount commands are also same. to access the file system, but you must have the permission for that first of all, and this is the file system you can use for that. And to check the consistency, fscck is the command for checking the consistency of your system. For example, SD1 is mounted, cannot continue and aborting, something like that is coming, because this is already made in at this state, and these are the commands for checking the consistency of the system. This is the Linux version number is this, these are giving like that. So in this way you can use this command. Okay, after the disk partition commands, we have some more things to do in this thing. For example, we can also use gparted command. Gparted is a course from it is for graphical disk partition manager. For example, if I write this gparted, you can see here we have the graphical system. Here you can easily see what are the different systems we have, what are the different partitions we have, what are the size, how much is used, how much is unused. You can check it very easily because this is the graphical system, right? So you can create a partition table for that, or new partition you can make, or this is just for devices whatever we are using. So this is the graphical user. Here you can also see the partition. You can do the partition with the same things, but this is graphical. For example, with the new you can do the partition, creating new partition by making the free size. What is the new size? 1 MB free space allocating. What you want to do, you can easily do that, depend upon your choice. And also this is primary partition. There are different types of partitions in Linux: primary, logical and extended. Basically four primary partitions are allowed in any Linux system. So this thing you can easily do that. Okay, so this is the graphical user. You can use that. And to close, just click on the cross button. G button is very useful thing. I hope you all like these commands. Next video will continue the other commands of Linux. Thank you very much.